people. It's nighttime, about 7:03 at night. Oh, wait a minute, 7:05 that is. And today's the 7th of January. Another beautiful day or night. Yup. Hope your 5 senses work. Hope your health and strength is good. What? Alright. Now, we still talking about this Activision merger. Just got this article off of Tweaktown. What's up, Tweaktown? Says here, Microsoft Activision merger timeline, FTC, CMA, and EC final decision calendar. Listen to this. Says here, here's a timeline of when regulators and European Commission, Federal Trade Commission, CMA will deliver a decision on Microsoft Activision merger. Says here, when will the Microsoft Activision merger finally be over? Possibly not until 2024. Says here, the $68.7 billion Microsoft Activision merger has become everyday news. The proceeding just keeps developing, and there's always something to report on. Facts. Says here, whether it's interesting info and claims in regulatory documents or announcement from the companies themselves, we've done our diligence. He should have said our due diligence. Diligence. He should have said due diligence. But anyway, to keep up to date on the merger reports with our even growing merger coverage, which can be found here. Says here, regulators around the world are currently scrutinizing the merger. Around the world, scrutinizing the merger in an effort to determine if it's anti-competitive. So far, there have been 4 jurisdictions that have approved the merger, namely those that are not meaningful contributors to any of the big three's earning. Sony, then it says in parentheses, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, nor Activision Blizzard King's earning. The 4 regions that have approved the Microsoft Activision merger included Chile, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and Serbia. So the general consensus is that the merger needs clearance in 4 major regions before it can effectively pass: the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, in the United States, the European Commission, EC, in European Union, the Competitive and Market Authority, CMA, in the United Kingdom, and the State Administration for Market Regulation, SAMR, in China. Says here, then it gives a timeline here. Says, Commerce Commission, February 3rd, decision. European Commission, April the 11th. CMA, April 26th, final reports. And then Federal Trade Commission, trial begins decision. And that's, let me do it over. Okay, Commerce Commission is February 3rd, and that's decision. European Commission, April the 11th, and that's a decision. CMA is April 26th, final report. And then Federal Trade Commission, October 2023, early 2024, trial begins, and then decision. August 2023 is trial begins, and then early 2024 decision. Says here, thanks to an excellent post from Reset Era, users ideas who is an antitrust lawyer, we have a calendar of deadlines for specific regulators. Note that the dates can typically be extended, so this is mostly a baseline. And then it says here, Federal Trade Commission, and then it says in parentheses, United States, administrative hearing begins August 2023. Decision could be made in 2024. European Commission, Europe, April the 11th, 2023. Competitive for Market Authority, UK, April 26, 2023. State Administration for Market Regulations, China, April, May 2023. Competition Commission, South Africa, first quarter 2023. South Korea, first quarter 2023. Turkey, first quarter 2023. New Zealand, February 3rd, 2023. In Australia, in phase 2, regulators need more information. And that is the end of the article. So this article is about times and dates and specifics and when decisions and reports has to be made. And the shareholders of Activision and Microsoft, they're not backing down. So this is going to be a battle. And you got four countries outside. Four countries that includes Chile, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and Serbia. But their decisions now can play even though they're small countries and they might not be big like, say, the United States or the UK or Europe. These four countries' decision to support Microsoft in the decision is going to play a big role, whether they are small or big. Okay, so in this article we just have timelines and dates when things need to get done. And Microsoft, with the shareholders, they're going full speed ahead. The Federal Trade Commission now, they screwed up because they never gave Microsoft their due process. They skipped a step, so that's going to come back to haunt them. And other countries right now, they have a certain time and date that they have to turn their reports in. But other than that, yeah, this is going to be a battle, you know. And the glue to all this, though, is the shareholders. The glue to all this. If the shareholders never agreed on this deal, then Microsoft could have never purchased Activision Blizzard. But since Microsoft is well known, and Sony and Nintendo never came to Activision's Blizzard rescue when they were going through their turmoil, the employees at Activision Blizzard, they trust Microsoft more because they stepped in when problems were happening all over the place. So you got 75% of the public agreeing to this deal, and then you got the employees at Activision Blizzard that's agreeing to the deal, and then you got 98% of the shareholders, and then you add the four countries to the mix. Whether their votes are small or big, they play a big role in this. That's Chile, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and Serbia. You know, they are countries and they are people, so you have to respect them. So they don't look at them as what they say, nobodies, or they're not important. They are important, and they play a very important role in this. Four country support is better than none. So this is gonna be a battle, man. This is gonna be a battle. But the glue to the whole situation, the Activision merger, is the shareholders. They are the heart of the matter. If they stand still and firm, it's gonna be hard to beat 98% in court. And then you got to throw in that the FTC didn't give Microsoft their due process. So yeah, it's time to go to war, so to speak. So yeah, this is gonna be a battle. But is this a monopoly? No, not by a long shot. Because just because you buy a studio, it doesn't stop the game industry from growing. It creates new opportunities and new studios are formed. But this doesn't affect the game industry one bit. Studio competition, does this stop competition? No, it doesn't. Competition will always be there. Why? Because you got Crytek with Crysis, you have Capcom with Lost Planet, you have EA with Anthem and Battlefield, and then you got Gearbox with Brothers in Arm, and then let's not forget about Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Competition will never stop, so the game industry will continue to thrive. This just All this deal did was just shake up the game industry and put the game industry on notice to let Sony and Nintendo know that you don't take the video game industry for granted, and you don't block opportunities from other console makers by putting time exclusives on games and then stopping games from going to a certain subscription service. When it comes to Sony, Nintendo, it's Nintendo's responsibility to make sure that the Nintendo online service grow. It is Sony's responsibility to make sure PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus grows. And it's Microsoft's responsibility to make sure Game Pass and Xbox Live grows. So at the end, because this industry is really about competition. But is this a monopoly? Nope, not even close. When Sony was really hitting Microsoft with all those time exclusives and stopping games from going to Xbox, that's where the monopoly was. Microsoft just responded with Activision Blizzard, so it's not a monopoly, man. And the industry will grow, the industry will benefit, and studios are going to be formed, and that's why we have game shows, all these game shows that happen every year. Yes, it's about video games, but it's also about networking, and people can come together, form studios, and games get made. So the game industry will thrive from this, and it will continue to grow. But Microsoft was just letting Sony and Nintendo know that they're not pushovers, even though they're third place within the video game market, far as like user base is concerned. Microsoft is letting the game industry know that they're not no pushover, and they will respond if you try to like do certain things to them, so they will respond, and that's what this all comes down to. So other than that, man, this is just gonna keep the game industry growing, thriving, and keep things moving, keep things in proper perspective, and go on from there. But stopping competition, no. And like I told you before, when Capcom has Street Fighter V on PlayStation only and PC, did that stop competition? No, it didn't. Okay? Why? Because you had Microsoft with who? Killer Instinct. You had Sega with Virtual Fighter. You had Tecmo with Dead or Alive. You had Namco with Tekken 7 and Soul Calibur. You had SNK with King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown. And of course there's Arc System with Guilty Gear's Stride and Dragon Ball Z Fighters. And then there's Nintendo with Smash Brothers. So it didn't stop competition, man. So it's going to keep, the industry is going to continue to move. As far as first-person shooters go, Sony has 3 good shooters that they need to keep updating. You got Crytek with Crysis, Capcom with Lost Planet. Then there's Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Then there's Brothers in Arms from Gearbox. Then there's Anthem, and let's not forget about Destiny. So it's not stopping no competition, because Sony just bought Bungie. So to me, this lawsuit is really over nothing. Really, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop anything. The industry will always continue to grow and always continue to thrive. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. But based on these dates, let's see here. What do we got? Based on these dates, let's see if I can catch this here. Okay, the Commerce Commission, February 3rd decision. The European Commission, April the 11th decision. The CMA, April 26th, final report. And then the Federal Trades Commission, trial begins August 2023, but decision early 2024. And when you got four countries, and these are strong, and these These are countries with people in them, within them, and they do matter. Their decision in this is going to play a big role in this. So, yeah. Other than that, it's another day in the gaming world. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Bored, dark side. Go. Peace.